I found out I had a aortic stenosis or a bicuspid valve. So I'm going to show you this is what a tricuspid valve looks like when it's working in your heart.
It's like two valves with one thing in the middle?
So it's 3 leaves that kind of open and close together.
Okay.
I only had 2.
To make one valve.
Yeah.
And you only had 2 of them.
I only had 2. So two leaves doing the work of 3.
Oh, so it's working harder. Overtime.
Yeah.
Phil Phails for you.
So basically they told me over time your heart's going to deteriorate.
You get less miles on that bad boy.
Correct. At 14, I found that out, and they did the cath lab. Basically, they went in through my femoral artery to go take some actual pictures of my heart. Yeah. By the way, if your feet are ticklish, so is the inside of your heart.
No way.
Yeah, it fucking sucks.
You got tickled up there?
Yeah. It feels like your heart just kind of go and then goes back to beating normally. Like it just stutters for a moment. It feels terrible. So I was awake for that. And then they patched me up and they're like, they didn't do anything. They just
looked at it.
They looked at it.
Exploratory.
They decided it was not worth the risk to do, I forget what it's called, but take a balloon and stretch and try to tear the valve open a little bit so it'll work more effectively.
Yeah.
They're like, never mind. It's not worth the risk. We want to wait as long as possible to do anything further because we want technology to get better.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm 14. They're like, you will need something before 30 or you will die.
Whoa.
And basically,
like, thanks, doc.
Yeah. So they put this cloud over my shoulders for 2 decades. When COVID came out, I had my cardiologist appointment, had this conversation about like how I'm feeling. I would have been 34 at the time, I think. And my cardiologist is like, well, it's now time to start talking about surgery. And I'm like, well, I mean, it was just one thing. I could have been sick. It could have been this. It could have been that. It could have been a number of things. He goes, no, with this virus going around, when they talk about the comorbidity.
COVID?
Yes. If you get it, you will die. I'm going to tell this as dramatic as I can. I'm
Let's
going to
go.
be a storyteller. All right. So here I am sitting in my chair. They're getting me prepped. By the way, they shaved up here, so I had these weird like racing stripes in my leg hair because they needed access to my veins. Oof. And they're telling me all this stuff. I'm getting to know people very intimately as they, cater to my needs
in your nether regions and whatnot. Yeah.
And I've got my shot of morphine and whatever else was in that magical cocktail.
You
fucking awesome.
You took this? It was good?
I did not have a choice.
Sweet juice.
It was delicious.
You felt euphoria?
I felt wonderful.
You did? Yeah. You didn't mind all the stuff that was going on?
No, everyone was my friends. Like I send them Christmas cards. But just on the other side of this sheet is another guy getting the same procedure and we're cracking up.
Y'all goofing off.
Yeah, I mean, we're both high as fuck. Yeah. And is swearing okay?
I mean, yeah, why not?
I've been doing it. I didn't ask. Are you okay with it?
I'm okay with it.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I swear.
Okay, I'm just making sure because
I swear. Austin Public Access, the TV station, swearing is okay now, even during the daytime.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, I can mind my mouth.
You were high as fuck.
I was high as fun at the time.
Yeah, he was high as fun.
And so he and I go in for our surgery at the same time. I go into the
what
operating
is this, a
room.
budget surgery?
Yeah,
You're like,
not the
what
same
did y'all
room,
get?
not
Like
the
a
same room.
buy two get one for like 2-for-1 deal or something?
Have you looked at American insurance?
You're like,
come on.
You're like on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. Anybody need a heart surgery? Yeah, I need a +1.
They've got a special on cow valves.
Yeah, they have. What do they have? Like 3 hearts. We just need 2 more people.
That's right. So no, he had his own operating suite. I had mine. Went in. My surgeon came in, really awesome guy. Got to know him very well. Very great about like explaining everything, make sure I was fully aware, had full consent, whatever, informed consent of what I was going to go through.
Look, I want this cow. What kind of cow was it?
I don't know. Dead one.
What do you mean? I don't know. You're real nonchalant about knowing what kind of cows in your body. What's the one all the Hindus worship? I'd want one of those. I'd want a sacred cow heart.
Okay. Well, I just asked for the biggest one.
Oh, you just want a big one?
I wanted the max.
You're like a 5-year-old. I want a big one.
No, I want
a big heart.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to the surgery story. No, so we had options. I wanted to make sure I had.
You could have a big, medium. What is this, like Starbucks? You could have like a small, medium, large heart.
I wanted a venti beef aortic valve.
You wanted a venti beef?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So
with two squirts of.
The most common one that you'll get is a mechanical valve.
Oh,
I did not want Coumadin or warfarin for the rest of my life. That's an anticoagulant.
Okay, you gotta take that forever. It's a medicine.
It's as far as technology goes right now. Once you go mechanical, that's it.
Because your body will forever want to fight that.
Yes,
and you got to tell your body down. Yeah, that thing's keeping us alive.
Correct.
This is robot heart. You would have.
Yes, correct. And I would have a clicking forever.
Clicking?
Like you would hear an audible clicking. If you and I were hugging, you would hear a clicking in my chest.
Like the crocodile from Peter Pan?
Yes. Yeah, just like that.
We would know James is coming. Tick, 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 tick.
That's right.
James is coming.
So yeah,
everybody hide.
I've heard the click. I did not want to live with it. The people who have it say eventually you can't hear it anymore.
Yeah. You didn't want that click.
I didn't want that.
But is that like the best option? Is that like the premier?
No.
It's not.
It's an option.
Okay.
So it's kind of pros and cons. I wanted the valve that was going to give me the most, the closest life to what I wanted, which is active. And warfarin and Coumadin did not play with that.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, we're going to look at biological valves. And it's like, okay, you've got porcine and you got bovine, or pork and
you get a
beef.
pig or you get a beef.
Either way,
cow.
There's
no monkey hearts?
No monkey hearts. No.
What was that movie? You remember that movie, Pump Up the Volume? Didn't that dude have a monkey heart?
I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater?
That might be before me.
Okay. I'm 48, so it could be before you. It was old Christian Slater.
Okay.
Anyway, there was pig heart and there was cow heart. Those were your two choices.
And basically it came down to, we could get you a 29 millimeter heart valve, which is the biggest we can possibly go. And I said, done.
You got a choice of how big it was?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I wanted as much space as possible. Plus, that gives me more options in the future if I need further surgery.
James, if I were you, I would probably be like a kid that's an orphan kid.
Okay.
Or like that was adopted that at some point wants to like find their biological parents.
Okay.
I'd want to find this cow. I'd want to find the cow's family, to know where he was raised, to know
have the
what
identification number for my particular valve.
Number? What about his name?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I got to start
Archie?
somewhere.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
So I got the number. I could probably find out like the path of origin or at least the species.
Did they raise them just for heart?
I have no idea.
Heart farming? That's one heck of a heart.
I don't know.
That's one heck of a farm. We farm hearts here.
Yeah. No idea.
But with this number, you could perhaps find this cow.
Yeah.
You guys, if y'all know how to find cows, we want to know if this cow was a kind cow, a good cow. Was he a big, strong cow? Yeah. What was his demeanor like?
I don't know. I hope it was a nice cow.
Yeah, me too.
Came from a good home.
Yeah.
Gave his life for me.
He gave his life
or her.
Her.
No,
it could be a lady heart.
I don't know.
Are you more sensitive now?
Yeah, no.
That's a stereotype, y'all.
That's
a stereotype. Ladies are just as sensitive as men. Just depends on what's going on. But you might have a lady heart.
That's okay.
I could think of things I could say in the gym now if it is a lady heart. But you won't care.
No,
but it'll be fun.
I'll just give you more weight.
Yeah. Like it's a man heart.
No.
I promise.
So the surgery.
Yeah.
The first thing I remember waking up, they're pulling out the intubation tube. Okay. And
intubation means like put you down?
The tube that goes down so they can get air in and out. Because when they open you up, they are going to take you and put you on a bypass. So they stop my heart.
So they've got to give you air, give you air. They've got to breathe for you.
Yeah.
And that's what that does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when they took that out, that's kind of the very first thing I remember. I woke up. I wasn't awake very long because I was apparently getting repeated transfusions. I was having internal bleeding.
Oof.
And so I don't remember exactly how much blood, but I had about 20 pounds of fluid retained in my stomach.
Oof.
So that was my first 24 hours.
It was a 24-hour surgery?
No, the surgery was only about like 4 or 5. But before I became aware of the world was about 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
So they just basically kept me under until I was stable enough because I just kept bleeding.
Oh my God.
So
the surgery didn't go as planned. It wasn't like a best case scenario.
I've heard mixed things about my surgery. I've heard it was best possible outcome, not best case scenario, like in recovery. So,
okay.
So first thing that happened when I actually wake up and I'm starting to like the clouds lifting.
Right.
The very first thing I noticed is I could no longer hear my own heartbeat in my head, which I had heard my whole life.
You heard your heartbeat and now I'm like wondering if I could hear my heartbeat in my head.
So it was loud, like all day, every day.
You could
forever.
Hear
yes.
Really?
And I never
don't hear my heartbeat like that. Yeah.
Never thought to ask.
Y'all, close your eyes right now and tell me if you can hear your heartbeat. If you can hear your heartbeat, you comment. I want to know how many people out there can hear their heartbeat.
And you should go get your heart checked if you can.
That's a sign.
That's not a good thing.
Oh, it's not a good thing.
No, it's terrible.
That means it's like overworking or something?
It is, yeah.
So this was the first time you didn't hear your heart.
Correct.
So were you like, oh, shit, my heart's...
I had my very first anxiety attack.
Because your heart, you couldn't hear your heart?
So I assumed like I could hear the beeps of the machine. I could feel, blood pressure cuff and everything. And I'm like, but my heart's not beating. I can't feel it. I can't hear it. I started ripping at all the things that were in my body.
No way.
And so they had to sedate me again.
Because you were ripping everything out?
I went to town and I got my first anti-anxiety meds. So,
oh my God.
So they had to sedate me. And now I am high again. And this is my first night post-surgery. I'm alone.
Aww.
I'm in recovery. And I can hear my neighbor from previously on the other side of the sheet.
He's done with his surgery too.
He's on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
I could hear him coughing and retching. And he was in excruciating pain.
Oof.
And I'm high, so it's not really like it took a long time for this to for me to piece it back together.
To register it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And therapy actually helped in this regard of like this is probably where my like some of my diagnoses sped up or became more prevalent.
Yeah.
But I was laying in bed listening to everything, and then all of a sudden he coded. And so it became the whole floor got very busy. It's on the other side of the wall from me. I can't move or do anything. I'm basically just listening to this man die. And it's become this kind of ingrained thing of I was a coin flip because there were so many things that could have gone wrong, kind of went wrong. I was, I needed regular blood transfusions. They couldn't figure out why I hadn't stopped bleeding. And then it still hadn't really registered. Like I was aware he's not there anymore, but it hasn't really registered that it means he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
And
oh my God.
Once that was all settled, Brandon, my nurse, came in and was like, hey man, it's time for your lap around the floor. You have to get up and move. And so they got me out of bed. They got me my little walker. They're walking me around and I look in and room spotless, empty. And
where the guy
my neighbor was. And so like it then became a kind of a trigger of like how close was I actually to dying? So when you say like, did you have a near-death experience? It's like, well, I don't remember the serious parts of it. But now I have this equation of it could have just as easily been me.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of my, now the term I have for it is medical PTSD. So
yeah, medical PTSD is definitely a thing.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I was like, when that term started getting thrown around, I was like, nah, that doesn't make sense. And then like, a new primary doctor was talking to me about it. And she's like, I want to recommend you to someone who is a medical PTSD specialist.
Yeah.
And once I started working with this new person, I'm like, one, she's amazing. And two, I'm like, oh, that now all these pieces are starting to make sense. Why do I suddenly just have anxiety attacks? I would carry a blood pressure cuff with me so I could test my blood pressure if ever I'm just like, is my heart taking off? Am I gonna have an event? I lift heavy now.
Yeah,
I chose a stupid sport.
Yeah, you did.
And I just kept pushing, and I'm like, I'm at these weights that it's like, you should never exceed your body weight in these things. And I'm like, fuck that. Don't tell me what to do.
Contrarian.
Yes. So
what did you call it?
Spite fueled.
Spite fueled.
Spite
He's
fueled.
spite fueled.
That's right. So
that's what the cow likes.
it's a big mood. So I got into a sport that basically is every time I get under the bar or pick it up, there's a chance I could die.
Well, imagine like, given your diagnosis at 14, you've been with your mortality in a way that most of us aren't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's helpful to contemplate death.
Yeah.
In order to live. But I haven't had an event, knock on wood. Hopefully I won't have an event that like takes me to the precipice to where I really feel the fragility of this life.
Yeah.
How thin the string is that holds me to the living.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it would be like to be with that mortality, that you basically got a ticking time clock from 14 to you got till 30. You got 16 years.
Yep.
If something doesn't happen. And then you have a surgery that's, I don't know, what is the percentage of success on those things?
Good.
It's high.
So in my case, because of age, granted, a lot of people were confused as to why I would need the surgery. It's so young, and I'd have to tell them the story. Most of the people getting the surgery are in their 60s.
But you were 30 something, so you're strong.
Yes.
And you're strong too.
Yeah. And
strong because your age.
They gave me credit for the stupid thing I did to stay in shape that could have killed me, helped me get the best possible outcomes.
Yeah, because you were healthy.